Hi, I'm Asia, and welcome back to the Strange Days Diaries. Today is going to be part 1 of 3 for a huge van renovation project that my dad and I just did on my cute little 1990 Chevy Astro van named Spec. So I've been living and traveling out of this van since 2020, and it's gone through a couple van renovations since my first initial interior van build, but nothing like what I just did with my dad. And I have the camera kind of intentionally angled at me so that it doesn't give away much of what we did in the back here, that I'm going to be going over and showing you everything in this 3-part mini series. So this is part 1, and I'm splitting it into 3 because there were 3 major renovation projects that we did. And so in each part, I'll show you in detail everything we did for each of the 3 projects. And I'm so excited to show you everything we did. Also, if you see my hair blowing in the wind, it's because I'm currently in San Jose, California. It is extremely hot here, and I have a fan actually clipped to my visor with the window open blowing on me because I don't want my van running while I'm filming this with the AC blowing. I feel like this was a good compromise. So that's what is happening, in case you were wondering. Oh, I also really want to quickly say that I did film a full before and a full after of the van, and the look is completely different. It looks incredible. I can't wait for you to see. But that full review of the full interior before and after will be at the very end of my 3rd video in this mini series. So make sure and watch all 3 to end up seeing the full reveal. Hi, sorry to interrupt your video, but I have to really quickly remind everyone of my May Spec sticker giveaway, which is this cute little custom retro inspired sticker of Spec, my 1990 Chevy Astro van. I'm doing a Spec sticker giveaway, so if you want one of these cool ass stickers for your van or your wall or your sticker collection, all you have to do is become a member of this channel during the month of May 2024. Any tier, it could be tier 1, 2, or 3, will be getting sent a cute little Strange Days Diaries goodie bag from me that will include a couple Spec stickers, a handwritten note by me, and a fun little surprise. So if you've ever considered joining the channel, then now is the time. All of the giveaway details will be in the description below, but without further ado, let's get back to your video. The first renovation project I'm going to talk about in this series is going to be all about the custom drawers that we built to go under my bed. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, oh wow, custom drawers under your bed, like how unique, never heard that one before. But listen, number 1, when I first built out the interior of my van with my dad 4 years ago, we built the bed frame without the intention of ever building drawers under the bed frame. Although the bed frame is super simple, and when we did the first ever build in the van, which is still in here, we built with the intention of knowing that years on, and as I live and travel out of the van, I will want to build more and add more and do more renovations. That's why our first build was so simple, and I'm so happy that we made it so simple because it had allowed us to now, 4 years later, be able to build custom drawers to fit under the bed. If you didn't know already, my dad is nomadic, so am I. So with that being said, we don't have a garage space or driveway or a house of any kind to work on big van renovation projects. And thankfully, my grandparents up in Redding, California were more than happy to give us full reign of their garage and driveway for the time being, for like the 4 days we were going to work on the van. And so we were super blessed to be able to use their space to do these renovations. So on the first day that I got there, we got straight to work. We went straight to Lowe's and bought a bunch of lumber. We had already pre-measured the space and had an idea of how much lumber we would need and supplies for the project. So that was our first stop. And we also ended up getting a cart that ended up being literally the world's loudest cart at Lowe's. Like psycho, dude. Absolutely so loud. Like I swear to God, the whole neighborhood could hear us. After measuring twice, probably 3 times, it was now time to cut all the pieces, and we decided to cut and assemble the back rear drawers first. Also, I forgot to mention, we wanted to make 3 custom drawers for under the bed. 1 that I could access from inside the van that would pull out from underneath the front of the bed, and then 2 that would be only accessible via the back rear doors. Also, all 3 drawers were going to be completely different sizes, so it was super important that we measured correctly and cut correctly the first time. I feel so lucky and blessed blessed that my dad has so much experience in carpentry and helping friends and family out with building a rig. I mean, he completely built out his rig. If you haven't seen my video about him, he travels in a vintage military truck and built it out completely himself. He's super talented. So after we cut all the pieces and assembled it, everything was starting to look really, really good and starting to look like actual drawers. But before moving on to next steps, we wanted to actually see how the drawers were looking inside the van to make sure that everything fit well, and we really wanted to just see how it looks before putting any kind of finish on the wood. It was now time to put polyurethane coating onto it, a polyurethane paint, I don't know how you say it, but we polyed it, okay? It took a couple days of putting poly on, taking like 4 hours to dry, and then doing another coat, but ultimately they were all done and ready to be put into the van. All right, so this is everything basically out of my van except for my fridge, but this is literally my entire life. It's kind of crazy. It seems like a lot to me, but I know it's barely anything. I mean, this is literally my entire life, which is crazy to see just outside of the van. But essentially, these baskets are being replaced by my awesome boxes that my dad and I have built. So I'm just gonna reorganize everything now in the van, get rid of some things probably, and just literally sift through everything I have, put it back in the van. And I think we're nearing the end here, folks, which is awesome. And oh my God, they look so good. I'm so thrilled, beyond thrilled with how it looks. If you don't have a van, or if you haven't lived in a van or a super small space, you might not understand just how incredible it is to have custom cabinetry or drawers built into your space. It's just such a huge upgrade to have custom drawers that fit perfectly in the space. I also gained a ton of space back by replacing bins with these custom drawers, and they just look overall incredible in my opinion. Also, you might be wondering why we didn't use drawer slides or gliders, and the biggest reason being we wanted to maximize the space. Again, I'm in an Astro van, I'm in a minivan. Space is a total premium, and so even adding a little slider or drawer slide to the bottom or sides of the drawer would have actually lost me potentially 1/2 inch to 1 inch of storage space, which might not sound like a lot to you, but it is a lot of space to me. And also the simple fact is, because it's a small van, when I pull out the drawer, it doesn't need a glider or something to necessarily rest on, like maybe you might need in a Sprinter van or like a Ford Transit or a bigger van, because the drawer would be much bigger versus my drawers are pretty small in comparison to like a full-size van. So that wraps up my first of 3 van renovations that I just did to little old spec here. But just wait for my second and third part of this series, because the second and third project that we ended up doing were so challenging and so rewarding, but dude, challenging to say the least. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to my dad. None of this could have been possible without him. He is just the GOAT. You know, he's amazing. Make sure and subscribe so that you don't miss the next 2 and 3 part of this mini series. And again, at the end of the 3rd part series, I'm going to be showcasing the full before and after of my interior, because the look of this has completely changed. I cannot wait for you to see it. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next part of this mini series.